Do you want one?
You want some top puff? You need a little huff? Take a load off, Queen. Take a load off.
Okay. Just so you know, I am recording. I just hit record on all of this. Hello.
Sisters.
Hello.
We love D&D night. Everyone smoke blunt.
Everyone smoke the blunty. Hello, everyone. Okay. Well, this is good. This is about as good of a start as any. To be fair, better than it has started out for the other modules. Hi. So, yeah, thanks for joining me on this. Hopefully we can get past this in a nice and orderly manner. So, welcome to Descent into Avernus. Let's just go ahead and sort of hit the ground running with this. Let me just sort of turn the page. No way, magic scoop us. So, let us go ahead and I shall read the first little passage. This is going to be just DM reading story time. Welcome to Baldur's Gate, a veritable nest of rats and vipers, clinging to the rocky slopes overlooking the Conathar River. From their high perches in the upper city, the local nobles, known as the Betrayers, gaze down with veiled contempt upon the common rabble in the grimy lower city, which hugs the foggy harbor. The whole of Baldur's Gate reeks of blood, crime, and opportunity. One can easily fathom why pirates and traders are drawn to this place like flies to a carcass. Following the river farther east would eventually lead you to Ithurel, capital of the Holy Land of Ithurgard, or at least that was the case until a few days ago. The flood of refugees from Elthurel has gotten worse since first arrived that the city has fallen. That word arrived that the city has fallen. Everyone is saying Baldur's Gate is next, but no one truly knows who or what has claimed Elthurel. The Betrayers pay a mercenary army called the Flaming Fists to protect their interests in Baldur's Gate, and by extension the city itself. The Flaming Fists have gained more power since their charismatic leader, Older Ravengard, claimed the title of Grand Duke a few years ago. Apparently, Ravengard is missing, and in his absence, the Flaming Fists have sealed the city gates to staunch the flow of refugees. No one is allowed in or out. All of this was brought to your attention shortly after you were drafted by the Flaming Fists to help defend the city. Your orders are to speak with Captain Zodge at the Basilisk Gate, which pierces the city's eastern wall and takes its name from the various statues that rest in the niches and perches atop its battlement. Unseen beyond the sealed Basilisk Gate, a dirt road stretches through the outer city slums to the bridge known as the Worm's Crossing, then to distant realms beyond. Fair enough. Dozens of Flaming Fist soldiers are trying to control an angry mob of commoners eager to leave the city. Armed with only a vague description of Captain Zodge, a tall man with long black hair and a leathery eye patch. It takes you a while to find him. A fight breaks out between soldiers and commoners, and you finally spot the one-eyed captain as he wades into the fray and begins throwing punches. Just another day in the City of Blood.
Wow, I love getting to use my audible.com subscription.
Ha. So,
I'm sorry, that joke was in my head the whole time I was hearing you.
Sure. But that is what the book would say. But I would say a little differently. Let us start with let's just go ahead and start with the easiest here. With with Enzo. With Enzo in particular. With
Oh,
Enzo,
no.
with Enzo, it was easy. As although Enzo's organization, as though the Lotus Blossoms don't necessarily like the Flaming Fists as an organization, considering the reputation that the Flaming Fists tend to have as just kind of a rabble of brutes, it's not as though it is unheard of for the two organizations to work together, even if it is begrudgingly. You in particular were tasked with answering such a call. Since, well, not a lot of people were willing to take the call into Baldur's Gate, since, well, who the hell wants to go to that chaotic place with all the shit that's been brewing there? So you took it with the promise, of course, with the usual promises, of course, and that's how you found yourself there. As for you, Mr. Willy Wonderful, you have been a resident of Baldur's Gate, at least for some time in your little bit of travels. It's been quite a while since you left the circus. And in that time, you have garnered a little bit of a reputation as a very popular little street performer. Charming enough that the Flaming Fists sort of took notice and hired you on as a little bit of a mediator and negotiator a little bit. Ha! Fun. But anyways, so, yeah, Willy is popular. Popular enough that the Flaming Fists think that you might be a good enough mediator for what they are planning to do. I mean, at this point, they'll take any sort of charming voice that the people might listen to now, since it's clear enough that Zodge has basically kind of just lost control. As for you, Olga, well, you had heard tales, or at least you had heard some stories from your previous partner. You had heard it from your previous partner about tales of Baldur's Gate here and there. And with your new sort of lease on life about wanting to, get that pep back in your step a little bit and dip your toes back into adventuring a little bit, you thought, okay, I don't know too much about Baldur's Gate, but it seems like a good enough place to start. Seems like there's enough. And with you being just, it's not every day a Ladrin would just sort of pop up every day in Baldur's Gate. So you do kind of stick out just a little bit. Sticking out enough for the Flaming Fists to sort of just assume that, oh, or honkers stick out, but you stick out enough that the Flaming Fists sort of take notice of you, and they think, well, it probably wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of that, quote, creepy fae magic to maybe use as a plan B and just blow up the place if all else fails. With most of their interactions with the fae being, I guess, you assume mostly of wild magic, which, that gives you enough of a giggle for them to be that ignorant to just assume you know wild magic. And as for, and please forgive me if I mispronounce your name, Fifi? Fifi. Fifi?
Yes.
Fifi.
Fifi.
So, Fifi, well, not with an F. Fifi. Hurt my feet. Dawn, I swear you did this on purpose. You did this exactly on purpose. So, being a deep gnome from the mountains, see. Let me see what you. Even a gnome. Okay, so God damn it. Of course, with you this. Okay, okay, okay. God damn it. Okay, keep talking. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore the wiggling butts. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that you found yourself captured by the Flaming Fists because, being the burrowing gnome that you are, you literally just sort of burrowed through inside, through underneath Baldur's Gate. Because, as is known by you and your family, it is your goal, last I remembered, you, quote, wanted to dig deeper than anyone had ever dug deep before. And you had heard that there were some dealings with some unsavory things in Baldur's Gate, some of which included devil sort of stuff, and you thought, oh, hell, yeah, that's a place that I could dig just directly down to, right? I could just dig down into hell, the 9 hells in Avernus. I better find out how. And in your digging, you pretty well just kind of Bugs Bunnied right in the middle of Zodge's tent. You know, sort of like a wrong turn at Albuquerque sort of thing. And Zodge was like, what the fuck? And, you know, he just sort of thought, I literally don't know what to do with this thing, so I will figure out what to do with this thing later. And this is that later. You never think. So, let's go through all y'all's interactions through Baldur's Gate. You can't if you're a coward. Y'all gonna hate it when I say she's a Yogg's Cast reference. Diggy diggy hole. Okay. So, let's start from the bottom up this time. Gonna hate this joke. With arguably the person with the biggest bottom. Okay, Olga. So Olga's heading towards the tent. Or is walking through Baldur's Gate. What does she do as she walks along?
She's probably taking in the sights. She's used to being around. She's not used to being in big cities, so and it's not like she's never been to them, but like that's just not where she's spent a ton of time. Specifically, big cities that aren't Elven. At, well, no. And so she's like, taking in the sights, grim as though may be, grim as they may be. I know how to words. As I guess she's focused on tasks though. She's on her way to where she needs to be.
Yep. And you are. And as you do, and you do head to the Flaming Fist encampment, where they have basically kind of held themselves off a little bit. As you make it to the tent, you do find a sizable crowd of people, sort of trying to push their way past like the little barricades that they put up to try to essentially worm their way into demand to be let out of the city, which obviously to no avail because, bunch of average dudes going up against heavily armed mercenaries. What did you think was going to happen? So you see sight of that, and you're able to kind of wiggle your way through Bonkers 4K. Okay, I'm gonna look. How tall is Olga? Okay, how tall is Olga, Yaru?
I think I had her set at like 5 foot even, or 5'2". I don't remember.
So
let's go 5 foot. It's easier.
Yeah. So 5 foot, quite a. You're about the size of a small-sized woman. But you kind of wiggle your way through, and the guards sort of look at you and just sort of like,
I'm gonna say, as a short person, it's like even if you're wide, it's weirdly easy to just like weave through a crowd. So she's probably just doing that. Like she's managing to make her way through despite being a chunk.
yep, just what? What the? Who the heck left a bush here? I don't think that's a bush.
Wait, they called her a bush?
Because all they saw was like they thought they saw like leaves or something. It's like, what? Is that a bush?
I guess she'd give them a wink, turn and give them a wink, and keep going.
Wait, should we let her? Wait, did she just walk past? I think she did. Oh, weren't you gonna stop her? Do we? I don't even. And you are, I'm guessing, already gone before they even do.
Bye!
Bye! Shit. So are you going to tell... I'm not going to tell Zoch. I ain't going to say nothing. Good, not good, neither was I. Okay.
I was just gonna say, like, for the record, I as a player am not sure where she needs to go. I don't know where her destination is. She's just going there, I guess.
Well, sorry. Yeah. The big one. This is the big tent. You were there to meet Zaj.
Okay.
But if you want to explore the rest of the
Okay.
encampment, I can tell you that there are other tents other than Zaj's. There are two smaller tents to the left. One of which seems to be like an armory sort of tent where the Flaming Fists get their armaments. Another one which seems to be sort of a mess hall tent. And to your right, there is what looks to be sort of like a makeshift prison? Like makeshift cages? Some of which, they're not particularly crowded jails. So there's two other guys. And then you see this small little gnome in a cage.
So, after grabbing food, because that is she beeline. She's like, yes, food time. She loves food, and she like this is a weakness. I'm sorry, Fifi. She has to grab the food first. But she's coming on, but that has piqued her curiosity. She she has her little munchies, and she comes over like curious, like, oh, why are they're just prisoners right here in the camp? Seems a little weird. So I guess she comes in like, what y'all? Wait, hang on. I gotta do this voice. Hang on.
Okay.
What are you doing in there?
Me? Is it my turn? Oh my god, I haven't played in so long. Oh my god. Curls my hair. I haven't played.
I'm just imagining your character doing that, like, you're talking to me?
Are you talking to me? Let me think of a voice. Oh my god. Please.
I apologize deeply. I'm gonna try to stay consistent with this voice, but
It's okay.
So I'm imagining that first of all, okay, fucking I just imagine your girl going like heading to the jail and Fifi's like, yes, and then she fucking turns for the food and you're like, no, and then when you come back with the food, she's like, hold on, you're asking me what I'm doing here? I don't know what I'm doing here. Can you tell? Give me food. Come here.
You want one of my apples? I can give you one. God damn it, I can't do his voice.
Just give me apple.
Like she was actually like about to hand the apple even before it was demanded. Um, so you don't even know what you're doing in there?
No, I don't. I was digging. Okay, you know what? Here, sit down. Don't sit down. Actually, it'll make me feel insulted. So
She
stand up.
stops.
Thank you. I guess. So here's the thing. I was mining. I was digging. I was doing what I was not born to do, but I do it anyways. And uh these guards caught me and
Admirable.
they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "You ever wonder what it's like being 6 feet under?" And they took it the wrong way. It was quite strange, curious. And then they threw me in here, but it's not my fault. It's never my
Good. That
fault.
seems like a legitimate question.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
So
what? I never actually wondered that.
you know what? You know what? Here. You know what? Here. She looks at the apple that you gave her, and she kind of shines it on her shirt, and she said, "I will give you this apple if you get me a shovel."
she
Um,
hands you another apple and winks. I'll keep an eye out for a shovel then.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I was almost gonna force you to make a sleight of hand check, but I kind of had to just let that play out. Actually, don't. I feel insulted. Why would Zodge ever take being 6 feet under as why would he ever take offense to that after digging directly into his tent?
Curious, curious indeed. This is not my problem. This is Zod. I'm going to bully Zod with this apple.
Bully Zod.
Well, now you have two apples.
Ooh, I stuff them in my shirt and it makes my chest look questionable.
Yes!
Let's go, fellas.
Questionable. Okay, so let's go with the other two that I'm. Okay, so. So, Enzo, you're one of the few people who were asked to. You're one of the other folks who were asked to come here. So, you have finally made it into Baldur's Gate and are now seeing the chaos of Baldur's Gate as it is. What do Enzo do before he make it to the Flaming Fist camp?
Give me a second.
Sure.
He's left that life behind him.
I was gonna say no.
Otherwise, he would.
He's a good boy. He's a good lizard boy.
He's left that life behind him, Dell.
He a good lizard boy.
Maybe, but not right now. More important. There are more important things afoot. Probably he comes in and he sees the fucking chaos and he's like, I regret taking this job. I should have taken. I should have just taken cleanup duty at the monastery. I should have just done that because this gestures to all of Baldur's Gate is a mess.
Yeah, you see that as just like I forget the name of that zombie movie, but like when the zombies are trying to pack onto each other to try to climb the wall. You're basically,
oh god.
Yeah, you're basically kind of seeing that, but with like people.
It's actually a little depressing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I think though for now he's not really gonna acknowledge that because that's not what he's here for. He does have a specific job that mission that he has to focus on and do. So he's just gonna look away, and try to find this tent.
Yep. And you walk through Baldur's Gate you smell the familiar smells of the city, which are not pleasant. A lot of it kind of smells faintly of blood and mostly of a little bit of low tide. You know, as the description sort of gave you a little bit of that feeling for. As you make it down into the tent, you do see the same guards who are still just sort of questioning. So are we just gonna let the talking bush sort of? So I thought you said that we were gonna drop it about the talking bush. Okay, there was no talking bush.
Enzo immediately. What's this about a talking bush? Grinning.
Oh, nothing. It's just like ah! It's just sort of like fuck it. Sorry. Why are you getting all surprised, you idiot? It's just one of them lizard folk. Sorry about them. He's just kind of out of it today, aren't you? Wait, use the blue one, right? Let's see. Right. The boss wants to see you in his tent. It's in the middle. Sorry for keeping you. Walk along.
No problem. Good luck with all those talking plants you're seeing. Hope that clears up for you, friend. And gives him a little pat on the shoulder.
Yeah. I'm not crazy. I thought it's just... No, you're not, but you're an idiot if you keep talking about it. Now, quiet. Just let him pass. Just let him pass.
Yeah, Enzo will pass and looks at that one guard like, remember, it's good to get 3 square meals a day, drink water, take some time for yourself if you need it, you know? Like, fully just believing, like, this man is off his rocker. Give him another gentle pat, like, take care of yourself before he goes.
Did I just take a therapy session from a salamander? Well, he's not wrong. Okay, so you do see the same things that Olga saw before she got into the big tent. In fact, knowing you probably, you probably see Olga and Fifi just sort of talk, still, I guess, sort of just juggling apples at this point. They're just juggling the apples at this point.
Olga, look, wait, look, Olga, stop. Give me the apples. Olga, look, there's, okay, hear me out. Okay, come here, okay.
It's close.
Meanwhile, the prison guard's just sort of like, she's just sort of looking at you, just sort of like, is this a bit? Is this a bit?
Hey, are you listening? Was I talking to you? Is your name Olga? Your name's not Olga. Anyways, real Olga.
There's 2 Olgas now.
You know what? Oh my god. Okay, Olga, come here. Okay, come here. I think this guy's name is also Olga. I think I gotta let him in. Hey!
Oh no.
No, and you drag the prison guard in, and she's just sort of like, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay, it's okay. You got trauma. Whatever. We need to talk.
I'm not. Olga. Okay, it's.
Okay, repressing your name. Got it. Okay, Olga.
It's Talia. Talia's my name. Thank you.
Tell Olga. Great. So, that's a lizard.
Yes, that's a lizard folk. Where are you? What does that matter?
No.
Also, could you let go of your hand from the bar? You can just let go of the hand from the bar. This seems weirdly inappropriate for a prisoner to be doing to a guard. Do I call help? You don't seem to be hurting me at all.
If you call help, we're
So
gonna
you
have to
need
change
help?
tell Olga.
She doesn't seem to be pulling me. She's just aggressively
Well, now hang on. You're a
close.
god. Why don't you know what you're doing?
They call me magnetic for a reason. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I'm just
Oh,
confused.
you are just a little trauma. How'd you even get locked up like this?
I just told you why. Okay, so
I know, but it's fascinating. Like, why didn't they just immediately start laughing?
look, the lizard. Here's the thing. I have a theory. Lizards, they dig holes, right? That guy probably has a shovel. Get it.
All right. She gives you a little salute and starts rolling. She'll go right up to him and be like, "You happy to have a shovel?"
Who? Me?
Yeah. Also, what's your name, hun?
Hold on, let me check his inventory. let me just check really quick.
I might.
You go, girl. Woo!
I can tell
alright.
you right now, from what you've given me in your backpack, you do
No.
not, in fact, have a shovel.
Yeah, I do not have a shovel. I have a cat who's coming to the room. Hi, ma'am. And so it was kind of like a little surprised, I guess. Did not expect her to come up to him. He says, "Well, good evening, ma'am. My name is Enzo." And he'll take his backpack off and he'll like, give me a moment. Let me check. He opens it up and he kind of like sifts through it. Like, I'm afraid I don't have a shovel, ma'am. I do.
Does he have a shovel?
she looks back and waves her arm like, "Hang on." Thank you so much for looking for me. My name's Olga.
Pleasure to meet you, Olga. I do have a crowbar if that's more helpful to you.
You know, if we take your crowbar and my pot, maybe we can make a shovel out of it. Wouldn't be a very good one, though.
I think it'd be a very good one.
I don't know. You can't get that into the ground. Is like, you need that spade shape. Better than nothing, I
Break the
guess.
pot into a spade shape.
Talia the guard
I
is
don't
just
wanna
sort
break
of
my
looking at
pot.
this and is just sort of like, I don't even know really what's going on anymore. Okay. Can you also let go of my hand?
I'm shy. He's like, look at it.
Okay. Sure. Anyways, on that note, as you're trying to grab, I hate this fucking bitch. Okay, so let's go to Willie, who hasn't shown up. So Willie, you're a regular.
Oh God.
You're a regular in Baldur's Gate, so you're already in the city. You already know of the chaos. I'm going to say, you're just putting in one sort of... Actually, you know what? What is Willie doing before he meets up with the Big Zodge that you've been formally asked to meet?
Willie would be kind of like trying to calm down a couple people who he sees are like heading towards where people are gathering and trying to escape. He'd see them and he'd be like, he's well liked. He travels the streets. He's generally really friendly. He performs for money, that sort of thing. He's getting by, and people see him probably as kind of like a guy of the people because of it. So like he uses that charm a little as he's going, and anyone he sees who's panicked or freaking out, he'll throw a good word to, like, hey, stay calm, everything's gonna be all right, that kind of thing. As he's heading there, and he's not taking time to stop because he doesn't want to keep Zodge waiting. God forbid, the guy's big and scary. But Willie is just trying to kind of calm anyone down he sees along the way, essentially.
All right. Let's just see how well... Why don't you roll for me a performance check, just to see how well you did.
performance. Wow! That's one of his best skills. Okay, let me roll.
It's almost as if that's what bards do.
That's oh my god! Oh my god! My first roll of the game, and it's a 19, baby. 19 plus 5, because that's the modifier. So that's 24.
So, okay, so I'm going to say that...
Watch my important rolls all suck.
So, I am going to say that as, as you're walking there, you do come across, a couple of families who are particularly worried since, an entire city supposedly disappeared from far off away. So, they're panicking, children and babies are crying, that sort of thing. But with your cute little performance of, okay, wait, hold on. I keep thinking, sorry, I always, okay, yeah, microphone. So with your dulcet tones, you kind of shift a little bit from your usual Frank Sinatra smoothness that you usually do in performances, and do a little bit more of like a smooth lullaby sort of thing to sort of calm the kids down a little bit, which absolutely succeeds with your role. And now that the children are sort of calming down and sleeping a little bit, the parents are just super thankful that that calmed so much of their worries. And they look at you, they're like, oh, thank you, sir. They shake your hand and are just super thankful to it. And by the end of that, go ahead and add 3 gold pieces to your inventory.
Yay! I added 3 gold pieces.
So yeah, there you go. You calmed a couple of families, you calmed a couple of kids from screeching and crying, and you're all the more just reaping that good reputation in Baldur's Gate. So as you're continuing down that path, just singing your tunes, you're humming by the end of it, and you finally make it to the Red Fist tent. The tent of the Fisters. Okay, that's my only joke of that. I'm sorry, but the Red Fist. Okay. This always happens with organizations ending in fist. You have to. You know what? I was controlling myself. But they're called the Flaming Fists. Okay. The fisty. Well, they're called the... Okay. Can't hold himself back when it comes to... Okay, you know what? I opened myself up to that one. I handed Dawn that on a silver platter. I have no one to blame but myself in that regard. I have nobody to blame but myself. Anywho, Del, you've made it to the Flaming Fist stronghold. You see the same two guards. At this point, the other guard is just kind of consoling the worried guard a little bit at this point. And he's just sort of like, you know what, maybe that salamander man was right. Should probably just kind of get my act together, you know? They keep saying that clean water is supposed to be like this new thing, right? Maybe I should drink more of that. It probably wouldn't hurt. Probably be better than you just drinking whatever that swag is at the tavern every evening. Right. Maybe if I do, I could just stop seeing such strange things every day. Maybe... And he just sees Willie just sort of like...
just watching. He doesn't want to interrupt. Willie's like, they're talking. Oh, and let them notice me.
Am I seeing a moving cartoon? No, he's a toony folk. He's one of them toony folk. No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay.
I'm sorry. Is this a bad time? I can go if you need. I'm just here to
It's okay.
see
Yeah.
Zaj.
Nah, it's okay, Willie. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine, Willie. You can go on.
Is he okay? Are you? Hey,
He's-
bud, it's gonna be okay. You know that, right?
He's had a rough morning. He's had a really rough morning. He's got a lot of life choices to think over.
Take care of yourself, bud. You'll figure it out. And Willie wants to stand out, but he also feels really awkward, so he's just like sliding past them into the encampment. Like you'll figure it out, buddy. I bet you will.
Maybe I should go see my wife. Maybe. Anyway, so you walk in. Same thing as before. You see the same things as Olga sees, but also you see a couple of folks trying to make a makeshift shovel for some reason. At this point, they have now tied a pot to the end of a long staff. At least that's what you think. Also, for some reason, that gnome will not let go of what looks to be like one of the guards.
Willie's like walking, kind of casual, that little like cartoon walk where the legs are going in that big circle, but then he like slows down and he sees this and he's like, he sees it and he's like, and then oh my god, Willie, I feel like Willie would just like stare for a moment before being like, okay, and like he knows he should see Zaj, but like part of him's worried that whatever the fuck this is gonna be a problem, and he's got that internal need to like try and stop problems before they start. So he's walking over a little bit curiously. He's got one of his little dog ears raised a bit, and he's like, "Hi, are y'all here to see the Flaming Fist? You making a? What are you making?"
Enzo just smiles and says, "The good lady needed a shovel, but I didn't have one. All I have is a crowbar, so letting her make do."
I'm not liking this plan. I don't want to ruin my pot.
That's understandable.
Yeah, you know what? I guess we're just gonna have to find a real ass shovel.
And meanwhile, Talia's just slow blinking, just sort of like, I don't even know anymore. It's okay. This is just my life now.
Well, all right. What do you need a shovel for? Maybe you can think of something else that can do the shovel's job.
Like sticks?
Maybe.
I've got a dagger and I've got a
Oh
microphone.
no, that'll dull the poor thing.
Doing Minecraft. Okay.
Okay.
Willie's just like, well, okay. What are you looking to dig for exactly? Is there treasure in the camp? Do you need it for something the Flaming Fists want you to do? Or...
Olga points over to the little prison.
To the gnome.
They wanted a shovel.
Oh, so this is for the prisoner.
Willie notices the prisoner's like, this is a bit horrid, I'll be honest. This little imprisonment camp thing with the cages. That's horrible condition. And Willie goes over and looks at Fifi and is like, "Hi, darling, are you okay?"
please imagine while you guys are talking and Talia tries to pull away, but then occasionally Fifi does something akin to bark bark snarl grr growl, and Talia has to stand.
This
And
poor,
then
this poor mercenary woman.
so Fifi's like, hello, yes, I am in need of a shovel.
What are you looking for a shovel for? I figured you'd probably want the keys to the cage.
Oh, I don't need keys for where I'm going.
Where are you going?
I'm going down. By the way, I'm going down. That's yeah. She points directly at the dirt, and it makes like a small little hole with her finger.
I love going down as much as the next guy, trust me, but I don't know how you're planning on going down through the cage floor.
Oh, you haven't seen me. But alas, avasti, matey, do not worry. Once I get the shovel, everything will be fine. I have my emotional support, Olga, over there. Olga's wave.
Olga wave.
And I have
Lily looks at Olga.
this Olga right here. Wave. She's not waving.
I'm not. Okay. Okay, first of all, I'm not. My name's not Olga. It's Talia. Also, you keep growling at me like that again, and I swear to God, I will end you right here. I will execute you myself if you continue. If you just
hold on. Willie's stepping in at that, just like, hey now, hey, that ain't gonna help anybody. Not
right?
her nor you. Hold on.
I've never snarled in my life. I don't know what she's talking about.
Fifi! Okay.
Yes, Queen.
Willie has his hands clasped together and he's looking at Talia and he's like, ma'am, you do realize the easiest way to deal with this problem would probably just be to let her out?
Or maybe a doggy squirt bottle.
No, I'm thinking letting her out. That is a person.
Right? I'm not a dog. See? You get me. She's an issue here.
Let go of my hand.
Ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am.
but
And
I'm not the one who
Willie's
started
thinking
this.
and is like, yeah, Willie's like, okay, this person seems like mostly harmless, just like a fucking person. How about you let her out and I take her with me because I'm going to meet Captain Zodge and we can tell Zodge all about what a troublesome prisoner she's been and fix this issue and you'll be let go.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, yay! Okay. That is a 15 plus 3. Okay, 15 plus 3. So that's
18, baby.
That's an 18.
Yep. So at this point, Talia is just tired, and she's just like, okay, you know what? Sure. I'll just. Okay, she can. This one's your problem. Let me just. And she grabs the keys and just sort of. She unlocks the cage. You can get your stuff back after you're done talking with Zodge.
Olga falls to her knees and she holds her arms out like, you're finally free!
I take my first few steps out of the jail cell. I also let go of Talia's hand. It's kind of sweaty now.
Thank you.
It feels nice. It feels good to be free.
I'm so proud.
And then she takes a big inhale, and then she goes, Ah! Yes! Okay, where's my shovel?
How about we see about getting you a shovel after taking you to Dodge. And he's like, I didn't actually catch your name. Sorry about that. And he pulls his hat, off, does the little bows with the hat type of thing, and he's like, they call me Willy Wonderful. What's your name, ma'am?
You say shovel, and she vibrates as fast as a chihuahua does when it's cold, and there's a bit of. Hold on.
Yeah, and remember, folks, consent is the name of the game.
I love Fifi.
She's shaking like a chihuahua. Just like, Fifi! God, I love Fifi already. I want to say that the reason Willy hasn't lost it or had his little moment over Olga yet is because he's been so confused. But the second he's he's the second after he's done talking to Fifi and he looks at Olga and hears her talk again, or the second they talk to each other, he's gonna be like, "Oh my fucking woman, pretty lady, oh." He likes guys too. He's like this with guys too, but Olga's very much his type, so that'll be fun. That'll be very fun. I just don't. God, I'm obsessed with Fifi too, though. Fifi's so fucking good already.
Yep.
Dermis, hey, let's start this campaign by getting you guys to Zodge, everyone. So let's make a shovel.
No, I go on. Look, you know me. I'm
So
not a real.
shovel.
I am
And
no
so
means.
looking.
Wood block.
Sorry. Go on. What were you about to say, Quinn?
Oh, I was just saying, Enzo looking down at all these short fucking gremlins surrounding him, like, this is hell. Because he's fucking 6'something.
Seen a tune before. Oh my god, right, oh shit. Yeah, Willie's 3 feet tall. Yeah.
Willie's 3 foot tall, Olga's 5 foot, Fifi is a fucking gnome, so I don't believe she's that tall either. Fucking Puddles is only 2 feet tall.
Yep.
Whenever Puddles gets here.
I have an idea for Puddles to get here when that time comes.
Yeah.
Very
so,
awkward.
yeah, he's just towering over everyone.
A fun character question for folks, actually. Do you think any of your characters would have seen a Toonkind before Willy? I feel like Toons are probably fairly rare.
Let's find out.
That is up to the DM. Yeah, that's up to the DM, but
Yeah, can I
I'm gonna say flat out,
Absolutely.
Olga has not seen a Toon before, so
So
she has seen some weird shit as a Fae.
So if you want, if you want to just say character-wise just out the gate, whether or not you have, sure. But if you want to, you can go ahead and determine that by roll as well. Roll for me a history check, if you so would like to.
I just think it's fun because Toon is a homebrew race, so it feels like it should be rarer.
So.
Hi, my cat
I got an
is
8.
staring at me. Hello.
So, no, I can safely say Enzo has never met a Toonkind in his life. Ever. You have no idea what this little thing is.
He's just like,
All
you
of the
sure
party members
do.
looking at Willie like, what the fuck is
exist.
this?
Yep. And let's see. Yaru, you said that Olga has never seen a Toonkind either?
Yep.
And what about Fifi?
We gotta wait for Fifi.
We gotta wait for Fifi? Oh, Fifi! Little Chihuahua! Come on, Fifi!
She will say she's seen one, but she's not.
Yeah, I know what that points at Willie. Yeah, I know what that fucking thing is.
So, let's see.
Just don't feed it after midnight.
So, yes, so Fifi... Okay, so Fifi claims that she has, but she hasn't. Fifi has not. Though, to be fair, Fifi seems to be hyper-focused on one thing and one thing only, so it does not matter. What the... Oh gods, oh god, what? What is Olga doing in this... what is Olga carrying?
She's holding 2 sticks and a stone.
Oh. Oh.
She's crafting the mines.
Oh. Okay, I didn't... Okay. Okay.
Since we are having a little break, would people like to see something fun?
Mm-hmm.
It's loading. Look at my camera.
Oh. A fat boy.
Chunky.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Weebies.
All right, I will turn off cat cam. Goodbye, kitty. Get off me. It's time for D&D.
Okay. I'll say after the meeting with Zodge and everything, we can go ahead and take the 10. So with all of you in hand,
I was gonna, yeah, Willie asked Fifi her name, and I know you said how Fifi responds, but I really want to hear you say it in the way that you said she would say it. Like, yeah, what's your name, Fifi?
Fifi.
okay.
Willie looks so distressed. He's like, Fifi, well, it's wonderful to meet you, ma'am. Say, let's take you to your friend. And he's heading over to where Enzo and Olga. Oh God, please let this woman know how to handle this other woman. And he walks over with Fifi, presumably, and he walks over and he looks at Enzo and Olga, and he's like, "Hi, there. This is yours? Your friend, I mean."
She holds her arms out. She's like, you're free now. That's amazing.
Where's my shovel?
We'll get you a shovel. We tried to make a makeshift one, but it ain't gonna work.
Give me it.
We'll go find 2 sticks in a rock.
I need it. Shovel.
And so it's just fucking watching this like... I'm sorry.
God, he just looks at Enzo and is like, "Say, are you here by any chance to see Zodge?"
Enzo says, I'm here to see Zodge. Not certain about this one or gestures to Fifi, but I would assume since you convinced the guard to free her that you know what she's here for.
I don't actually. I just felt really bad because those cages are horrible. Like, really not a good prison system, I'll be honest.
Enzo like looks at Fifi like, well, she's free.
Plus, I mean, there's the fact that this nice lady was vouching for her, and he motions to Olga and looks at her and is like, "Speaking of which, who?" And he like looks at her and he's like, and he blinks. He's like, Hi, who are you?
Well,
Hi,
hello, my
what's
name
your
is
name?
Olga.
Oh, Olga, hi. What, sorry, I didn't introduce myself to you either. They call me Willy Wonderful. Are you, by any chance,
Really?
here to see Zaj?
Well, yes, I am. Well, she's like kind of gesturing at him a little bit, like tapping at her chin and just like gesturing. It's like, you look amazing. Like I've never seen one of your kind before. Sorry if that's offensive. You have this weird. Hold on, is it fey magic?
Why don't you
Oh,
find out? Why
what,
don't you roll
me?
for me an
Oh,
arcane check there, Olga?
What check?
Oh, arcane.
Yeah. Yes, Arcane Check. Hit show on Netflix. I ain't seen Arcane. I just know people going crazy for it, which is funny because everyone hates League of Legends.
Yep.
I'm 19.
So, from what you can basically tell from him, Christ, Christ is shit. Okay. Anywho, so from what you can tell, you sure know that he is. Stop messages. Okay. Oh, okay. So you sure know that Willie is not of Fey magic. He's not Fey, but from the weird sort of ooiness that he sort of has in his skin a little bit, like that sort of deep black that you can kind of see. And if you looked a little bit deeper, you would almost see sort of weird, deeper star sparkles sort of bit. Your only conclusion is that this thing is an aberration. It's an aberration in species. What type of aberration, you don't know. But, yeah. You can guess that it's something like that.
Fascinating.
Willie is absolutely delighted that she is looking him over like this. He's like, oh gosh, I ain't that special. And he goes up to his bow tie and fixes it a little, and he's like, I might be a handsome fella, but you telling me you never seen a tune before? I guess not too surprising, but
I have not, and don't put yourself down. Everybody has their own special qualities, and you clearly have quite a unique presence on its own. Can't imagine how a delightful person with a last name Wonderful is.
yeah, that is a pretty nice last name to have. It definitely makes people like you faster.
I could definitely see that working well for you. And she gets up finally off her knees because she's been on her knees this whole time. um, and she's like, "So this Zorge fella, where? I'm guessing in the big tent. Silly me, I got all distracted.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I can lead the way. It's right in the big tent, and we've, yeah. I'll show you the way. He can be a bit of a rough fella, from what I remember of the guy. So, don't be too offended if he's not got the best manners."
Oh, it's fine. I've had many kids, and they, uh, manners aren't always what aren't that best.
Oh, you're a mother. That's wow.
Oh, hey Calvin, what you chirping? You chirping, Calvin?
Yeah, he's just like, oh wow, that's incredible. You definitely. Oh, I bet you are. I bet You're a wonderful mother.
She's going to. She lights up, and I need you guys to know this will not stop. You need to stop her. She starts. She digs into her a little pouch, and there's a scroll, a thick scroll. And she's like, you want to see my kids? I love talking about them.
Oh my god! I love her!
Hi, Calvin. Hello. The DM is. Oh, Calvin, he's cuddling up on my chest.
Oh.
Don't be fooled, Calvin's a jerk.
Calvin's a good boy.
No,
Stop it.
Calvin's wonderful. I'll say that so yeah, literally. Enzo definitely like she starts up and probably like out of politeness like lets her get through like a couple kids, but then he'll put like gentle hands onto her shoulders like, I'm so sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but I do have important business with Zaj, so I will have to excuse myself. But
she gasps and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just get very excited." And she rolls up the scroll.
completely understandable, man. If you all want to come with me at the same time for whatever business you have with Zaj, that's fine by me. But I'll be taking my leave now.
Hey, Calvin. Yes, that's a microphone.
Oh, right.
Zaj time.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yes.
We can't keep
Calvin.
Zaj waiting. I'd love to hear more about your kids later, though.
Hello.
I would love to get into them.
I would love to. How big I am.
Well, I guess we'll have to. I mean, whatever Zaj, has for us, whether we work together or not, we should probably keep in touch anyway. You stay in and you stay in, and I'll ask you later. Come on. And he's walking away, and as he's like walking ahead, he gets far enough away that like he's had his hand.
Sorry. Hold on. Oh, no. Get in.
So that Olga can't see it.
Sorry.
His fucking
Had to get
his
Calvin off of
chest
me.
does the like bump bump thing of like literal like physical cartoon heart looking like it's about to come out. He is immediately fucking like, oh shit, this woman is very beautiful and very very cute. But he's leading the way so that he can kind of get over his little butterflies.
If he's kind of like actively getting away from everyone else, Enzo will just kind of like barely like catch up, like and tap him on the top hat gently, like, excuse me there, Willing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even catch your name. Yeah, I keep forgetting my manners today.
It's fine. My name's Enzo. And he gestures back at Fifi, who he's left behind. Like, you, even though she's following, he's like, you got that?
Yes, I have it totally under control. Admittedly, I was thinking that Fifi would probably just follow Olga as she comes along, considering they're friends and all,
Just making sure, since she was a prisoner at the center of Zaj's encampment. So.
I'm sure she didn't do anything that bad. She seems like a fine individual.
Of course, as you say that and as you enter in... Oh, I shouldn't... DM's habit of trying to... Okay, gotta let go of the railroad. So what do you do now?
No, Term, you go.
I wasn't about to...
Zaj time.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to say that he comes out of the tent. So, the man who comes out of the tent, he is a rather tall, rather well-built man. A man that looks to be in about late 30s, a little bit. Wearing, wearing the red armor that is famous and quite iconic of the Flaming Fist. He even has the little, that little, what do you call it? Those little shoulder shields. They have a name, but they're the tiny shields that you see.
Pauldrons?
Not pauldrons, but they're like literally tiny shields that are on the chest that have like the insignia of that. But he has that, and it's the insignia of a fist on fire, of course. He does have the long, almost sort of constantly wet sort of looking black hair, and of course the titular eye patch that has made him so famous. For those of you who have ever played Dragon Age, he basically kind of looks like a younger Loghain.
Oh god, you just ruined it.
He's like if Loghain was a lot younger and a lot, you know. But anyways, so he looks over at the rest of you just sort of mucking about and is just sort of like, right, so the rest of you, are you going to come in here or what?
We were on our way. You don't need to rush us. She's coming over.
Quite.
And making sure Fifi follows.
Like, is that what you say to such? So yeah, I mean, as you go into the tent, you do notice the big ass hole in the middle of his tent now that his men are still kind of just digging into a little bit.
Oh, is that what you dug? You're very talented.
Yes.
Willie's staring at the hole, just like, wait, Doug, and he looks at Fifi and is like, is that what she was in the prison for? Digging a hole?
Well, that and the fact that when she had come out of the hole, she proceeded to demand who we were, scream, and then attack one of my men with a shovel.
Enzo snorts.
Now, that's not the story she told me.
Oh, right, and something about seeing one of us 6 feet deep.
She told me she just got up out of the ground and asked you a question.
Right, after which she then proceeded to scream and attack one of us.
I don't know.
Willie's like, Willie's not buying it either. Willie's like, I'm sure this was all just a big case of misunderstandings.
If you want to know, you can roll an insight.
Everyone like, no, we'll believe Fifi. Enzo 100% believes Zaj. But he's like,
I'm gonna
I'm not the
roll
one.
insight just because I have a
Afraid
-1
her.
in insight, and I think that's funny.
Let's see.
Yeah, they got a 10 in insight, bud. They got a 10.
It's kind of rubbing you off the wrong way, but you certainly believe that he believes that.
Oh boy. So, yeah, he's like, well, regardless, water under the bridge, right? I'm sure he can make it up to you.
Yep. Right. Water under the bridge. All right. Oliver. Yep. And you see a younger officer sort of come up to him. This officer clearly seems like the youngest, the most green-footed, if you will. He's got red hair, the freckles on his face, the whole innocent-looking ginger look, as it were. He's just sort of, right, Captain. What is it you... the document. Go ahead and just put it on the table, will you, lad? Right, sir. Oh, these are the guests. Willie, I've actually heard a lot about you. I watched one of your performances. Really good. Sorry. Why are you speaking to them? And go get the document, boy. Right, sir, sorry. Didn't mean to dolly. He bows to each one of you as a sort of like,
What?
Pleasure to meet you all.
Willie is over the moon over the fact that a guy not only like watched one of his performances, but like, or like, you know, he's just happy to be like recognized. That is like one of the things he wants more than anything. So, you know, when Zaj like kind of snips at him a little bit, Willie makes like his expression turns a little sour, and he doesn't glare at Zaj, but he's like,
it's more like a the fuck sort of look.
And he makes a bit of like a mental note of, hey, I should seek that kid out later and ask how he's doing.
Yeah. Well, and along with him, you do see 5 others in the tent as well. 5 others who you can only assume are basically kind of his posse, with Oliver being clearly the youngest of the other 5.
How old do you think he is?
Oliver? He seems fresh. He seems kind of fresh out of combat, so you would imagine early 20s.
Aw, cute.
Yep. So, in any case, so he pulls out that sort of map, this big map of Baldur's Gate all onto the table. And he's just sort of like, right, Captain, this is, it's the most updated one that I could do. I'd like to think that I did some pretty good work on this. And, right, I get it, boy. Go ahead and continue the rest of your duties, will you? Right, right. And he's just sort of like, he does not know really how to exit, because he is an awkward lad, and he's just sort of like, right, pleasure to meet you all. It's wonderful. Anyways, off. Right. So, anyways, the refugee crisis. I'm sure you all noticed that when you came in here.
Hard to miss.
Yeah, it's stoked a lot of fears in Baldur's Gate. A lot of them fear that they might suffer the fate of that Elturel. You probably heard of that as well. Which nothing remains of that poor place than just a hole in the ground. Anyways, our Grand Duke, Alder Ravengard, he was visiting Elturel on a diplomatic mission when the city was destroyed. And I don't quite believe that it was a coincidence. Now, we have heard that there were a couple of knights in Elturel, a lot of them calling themselves the Hell Riders or something. Bunch of posh and posturing, if you ask me. But some of them claim that a few of them escaped the destruction. And they think we're to blame somehow for Elturel's downfall. What a bunch of self-righteous rabble-rousers. Anyways, we're arresting them on sight, and that's left us a bit short-handed to deal with another problem. Which is why I asked you lot to sort of help with that. So, first things first with that, though. Oi! Oliver! Right, Captain. Go ahead and give him the badges, will you? Right. Righto, Captain. And you see Oliver sort of hurry over to a trunk, sort of dig into it. And he's just sort of like, right, each one for each of you. And he hands you, each of you. He sort of stops at Fifi and is just sort of like, oh, notice you. And Oliver just sort of looks over at Zodge and is just sort of like, was she included in that as well, sir? Included in what? Oh, right.
Phoebe just vibrating.
Vibrating. You know what?
Phoebe literally, according to Don, literally just says, "I'm great at these things, solving issues. I've solved many," and that is such a good response.
Have you now? Well, let's go ahead and see if you can prove that then. All right, boy, go ahead and give her a seal as well. Okay, right. Here you go, ma'am. And he pauses for a little bit if he thinks it's insulting to sort of bend down on his knees to do that. You can tell Oliver is trying his best really not to be rude. So he's just sort of like, right, he's just kind of bending down, and he's just sort of like, he just hands it to Fifi. Sorry, have a good day, ma'am. Is she? Have you? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. He walks over to Enzo and Willie. Great seeing you, Willie.
Thanks, bud. Oliver, right?
Right. Yes, Oliver. Newest private of the. Well, anyways, quit dollying, boy, and just hand him the rest. Right. Right. Sorry about that. Anyways,
no problem.
I'm new.
Find me later.
Anyways, and he walks over to Enzo. Oh, you're one of those Lotus Blossom monks.
Enzo smiles and nods and says, "It would be Lotus Bloom."
Lotus Bloom.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't. And he's like, he sort of bows profusely, like to apologize.
Like Enzo kind of feels bad that this is the person that he corrected, because probably like that's a thing for the fists a lot to like not care and get it wrong. So like this is just the time where he's like, actually, like just to be clear, it's Lotus Bloom.
Yeah,
because he takes pride in his monastery, and then he's like, fuck, it's
No.
Oliver. He didn't mean to like make Oliver feel bad like that. So he's like, it's all right. It's all right. And he just holds his hand out for the seal.
And he hands it to you.
Thank you very much, Oliver.
By the way, sorry if my mates end up being gave you a little bit of a rough, but I mean, not everyone's bad here in the Flaming Fists, I can assure you. I can hope so anyway. Sorry, I keep talking when I'm nervous. Anyways, thank you.
Enzo smiles and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "It's fine, Oliver. Just breathe."
Thank you, sir.
And pats him like, "Okay, we'll be good."
And last to Olga. Oh, hello, ma'am. Here's one for you as well.
Why, thank you, young man.
Oh, no problem, ma'am.
She holds it up, starts admiring it. So pretty.
Oh, thank you. I made most of these myself. I'm usually the one that's
You did?
Well, yes, I'm usually the one tasked with doing these minor things.
Oh my gosh, you're so talented.
No, well, thank you. Before I joined the Flaming Fists, I was a little bit of a... I did like to use a little bit of art from time to time. I used to make tiny little dioramas.
Well, I suggest that when you have the time, you still pursue that. You have a lot of talent here.
Oh, thank you. Uh, anyways, right. Right. Well, maybe you should be focusing a little bit more on your sword work and a little bit less on your little bush painting, huh? Sorry, sir. Yeah. Right. I'll
You
get.
can do both. You keep yourself balanced. You can do both and get good at both. Oh, fucking listen to this accent.
Oh, well, I certainly try, ma'am.
She gives him a thumbs up and a wink. Keep at it, hun.
And you see Oliver blush a little bit at that, and then he kind of goes back and he salutes to Zodge, at sort of like, "Yep, I'm done, sir," and just sort of walks off to do other remedial things.
Thank God Oliver left because Willie is like reaching his limit of patience with how much Zodge is poking the kid, like, giving him shit.
Yep. So, anyways, with those badges, you all have my authority. I mean, so long as you show the badge, so long as you show. Sorry, throat's weird. Anyways, so long as you wield that badge, you hold about as much. You hold authority enough as anyone that's part of my mercenary group.
Who knew just visiting a city would land me this kind of gig?
Anyways, so he sort of claps his hands together. So Baldur's Gate has long been plagued by the followers of the Dead Three. Those gods Bane, Baal, and Merkul. I mean, I thought we wiped them out, but apparently they haven't. These freaks of purveyors of fear and death are taking advantage of the current crisis on their little murder sprees across the city. So with you, as my appointed officers, as it were, you'll have license to kill these little wretches on sight. It's your job to find their lair and wipe it out. Eliminate anyone that gets in your way, and don't worry about the collateral damage. If you do what I say, I'll see that each of you receive 200 gold pieces each, in addition to my gratitude, which is worth considerably more. A few blocks from the Basilisk Gate is the Elfsong Tavern. There's a spy by the name of Tarina that hangs out there. She's been gathering rumours for the guild. She owes me a favour, so tell her you work for me. Ask her what she knows about the Dead Three, and for the love of Baldaroon, be nice. Tarina has a bit of dangerous friends, and, well, if you think my disposition is a little bit abrasive, then you've never met Tarina.
Willie looks a little conflicted for a moment, and he thinks and he says, "If I may be so bold as to ask a question. I know you're strapped for volunteers here, but what made you think I was good for a job like this? I'm a street performer.
Well, because
And you want me to just kill some murderers?
Well, for you, I don't imagine you'll be the one doing the killing. That is why we hired the lizard. That's his job. Your job, however, Toon, is to work that smiling face of yours to Tarina. Because last we heard, if there is one thing that Tarina does seem to enjoy, and that does seem to bring a smile to her face, it was one of your performances last I remembered. So we figured that, well, if there is one face that might be able to loosen her lips a little bit, it might be yours.
He looks suddenly again over the moon, very pleased at the idea of having a fan. So he smiles and clasps his hands together and is like, "Oh well, in that case, thanks for the opportunity."
Yeah. Figured that'd get you to listen. Figured that piqued your little interest. Well, it's the same thing for the elf there. We heard that you two are actually quite good with people. Or at the very least, you have that wild card to you, I guess. Well, with your
What do
strange
you
fate.
mean wild?
Just those rumors of those strange fey powers of yours.
There's nothing strange about it.
Right. And as for the gnome, well, this gnome caused me just enough trouble anyways today that I figured, well, yeah, if it gets bad enough, she might as well just dig a hole right under their encampment and sink it to the bottom, I guess. Considering her rather odd talent for digging obnoxiously big holes.
It is a pretty impressive talent, Miss Fifi. This is a very big hole.
Fifi says thank you. Anyways, I would take this moment to rest a little bit. Then I would suggest you head over to that gate. And head over to the Elf Song Tavern. Anyways, you're dismissed unless you have any other questions.
And so we'll actually speak up. This is... You said not to worry about collateral damage. I just want to be clear about who we have to kill. The dead three, correct?
Although they're followers, yes.
Understood?
You, more than anyone else, knows the dangers of these three gods and their followers and what harm they can bring.
Oh wait, this is out of character. Is he calling them gods?
Yes, Bane, Ball, and Merkul are gods.
Oh, okay. I've been sitting here thinking that they were just like three dudes.
Sorry, I should have... Okay, so yes. Sorry. Me trying to do a very bad Logain impression probably screwed you.
Actually, it was a really good Logan impression. To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. So yeah, he did mention that they are the gods. The gods Bane, Ball, and Merkul. If you want to roll a history check to see if those names are familiar to your characters, you're certainly welcome to either try a history check or a religion check if you happen to have it.
I do, actually.
I'd be the same roll for me either way, so.
A history or religion?
Whichever one.
Either way, it's an 8, baby!
I got a 4.
You got a 4. Wow. Anyone else want to give their shot at it?
Who are these strange men?
These strange men!
I got an 11. I got an 11.
Okay. Well.
So we are being tasked to take out
These cultists, essentially.
Oh, okay, a bunch of cultists. Is it like 3 separate cults or one cult under the 3?
It seems to be a cult of these 3. They are called the Followers of the Dead 3. And from your rolls, you, at least for the 11, whoever rolled the 11, which I think was Willie.
That was Willie.
Actually, I should say, considering Willie is a resident of Baldur's Gate, I'd be willing to give you advantage on that. So if you wanted to roll another. Well, I mean, you live you basically have already been in Baldur's Gate, so you would know.
16! I'm a grandmother. No, 16.
I certainly hope you're not a grandmother at 16. Jesus.
It's a fucking vine. Sorry. Anyway, yes.
Anyways,
16.
So you only know of. So you at least know, while you don't know the specifics of their worship, you do know that Bane is the god of tyranny and conquest. Baal is just the god of murder, just straight up murder, just murder and the pleasure of murder. So again, if you need specifics on their spelling, it's Bane.
I definitely misheard the first time and thought it was bald.
No.
Like with a D. And I was like, damn, this poor dude.
And Merkul. So Bane, Baal, Merkul. And yeah, Bane being the god of tyranny and conquest, Baal being the god of murder, and Merkul being the god of necromancy. So, not. And again, specifically necromancy, not like a god of death. Which again, but anyways, so Willie, you do know of these. You know that much about the gods, and you do know that their followers, obviously with gods that are connected in that sense, with that sort of worship, yeah, they have done a lot of damage to Baldur's Gate. A lot of very not so nice stuff to Baldur's Gate. So Zodge ain't kidding around when he says that these three the cult that worships these three is kind of a problem.
Very good to make note of. Willie and Turley's just like, oh, geez, about it all, but he's willing to go through with it. He can handle this. He can handle himself. He gets to meet a fair.
So, anyways, now that you are done talking with Zodge, this is going to be downtime for me because I need to get some pizza. So, it's break time. So, do what you need to do. Get some water. Go
Break
to the
time.
bathroom.
I get pumpkin pie now.
Okay, 10 minutes.
Okay. BRB.
I have pumpkin pie.
Am I alone? I alone, nobody care me.
Yahoo!
Hello then.
Hello.
Hello. Dennis is down here getting pizza, fucking around. I want the pizza, but we are having sausage with rice and veggie.
I can hear him in the background. It's so funny.
They said they can hear you in the background. I'm just holding down the push to talk.
Hi, Thomas.
Del says hi. I'm wearing headphones. No, Del says hi. Oh, she says hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just looking at the sheets because I was curious, and I saw, hey, wait, what was does have a shovel? Oh wait, that's Fifi, who probably doesn't have her shovel right now. Oh no, wait, that's shove, not shovel. I'm
taken.
stupid. I'm a fool. Why? Because Dawn is an X Factor. Oh, Dawn is that wild card X Factor. I don't remember anybody into the game. And to be fair, they are adults. They are the life of X Factor. I never know what I'm going to get. Yeah, thank you. No idea what my character is.
Vivid image. I had
So
the
she's a
vivid
straight
image of
shooter,
Lily,
not a
like,
nonsense kind of
looking up
character.
at Olga, right? And
Yeah.
because of her tits, he can barely see her face because he's so short.
Oh my god. Tits too fat, bend over.
They cast a large shadow over him.
Would you like to be crushed, sir?
Yes. Serious answer, yes.
God.
Oh no! We've been caught!
You've been caught shipping.
Man! You know, gosh, I have so many details. I actually have it written in her sheet that someone is a simp. And it's so funny because neither she nor a person she's in a relation with is the simp. It is one of her moms simping for the other mom. Also, she is born of two moms. Like they are her blood moms because she's Fae. Meat moms. That they can't do that.
Good.
Yeah, Piper makes a good point. Also, it's D&D. Who fucking cares?
I've seen crazy shit happen in D&D.
Yeah, dragons exist. Why can't two moms have a kid?
Also, there are fucking portals that you walk Quinn.
That can swap your gender like that.
Yeah.
When Enzo came up to Willy to ask about Fifi, for a second it was petrified that Enzo was gonna point back at Olga and be like, "So, MILFs, huh?" or some shit. Because Willy's being so obvious.
I mean, Enzo has eyes. He can see a MILF, but also, he's not gonna point it out in public and thirst over it.
I meant it as Enzo basically trying to tease Willy, Because I don't know if he's the kind of guy to tease that casually, but from how he treated the guard, it felt like he might, just maybe, have done it.
He'll tease Willie later. When Olga is not 5 steps behind.
He's biding his time. So I'm so sorry, Enzo. Everybody here is a mess.
Everyone is wonderful and I love them.
Also, Olga's not that much shorter.
No, she's not. But she is a whole foot shorter.
She's a whole foot shorter. It's so funny. She's 5 foot tall and still one of the tallest. I think she's the second tallest member. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
She might be more than a foot smaller. Hold on, I have to see what I made his height. Oh, okay, he's 6'4", so.
Okay.
Actually smaller.
Still.
About a foot and a half, almost.
She could probably still knock him down. She's got a lot
No
of
doubt. Absolutely.
If they were to sumo wrestle, she'd win.
Oh, 100%. Enzo getting pinned. Oh no! You beat me.
You're right. You know what? I was gonna say, oh no, wait, her strength isn't as high. No, of course Enzo would lose, quote unquote lose.
Enzo, who has been training at a monastery for a decade now. I'm like, oh no, you beat me in combat.
No.
Oh.
Jeez, sneaky cold bloods.
Enzo, who was specifically brought here to kill the MILF. She's got me pinned down.
Oh no.
Quinn, did you hear what we were talking about before you came back, which was like the idea of like, because Willie's only 3 feet, he like goes up to Olga to look up at her, and because of how fucking huge her rack is, he can't like fully see her face unless he's like standing a little bit away.
I heard that. That's why I said, oh god.
That's so fucking funny to me. It's so fucking funny to me. Just a heavy shadow is cast over Willie. And also anyone shorter than Olga. So like,
I can't.
Which is the rest of them. Yeah.
And then Enzo comes in with his big tits to cast a shadow.
Did you? So, fun fact about Willie, in a different canon that I have like an AU version of him in, right? He is in a relationship with and has fucked a different MILF and also a DILF at the same time.
Oh god.
He got with a married couple is the joke. And and it's so fucking funny to me. So he keeps getting it with MILFs and DILFs because, and then in the other, like, there's 3 things I've had Willie in, and in all of them he's either gotten with a MILF or a DILF, or in one of them both at the same time.
Hey, I respect the hustle.
She's available.
So funny too. God, she's so. It doesn't have to happen. I don't want to force it to happen. I want things to happen naturally. I am genuinely playing Willie's reactions naturally. He's just like, she's really pretty, and he's an old school too, and he's like, oh, mamma mia, oh lady.
Nurse. I'm just seeing how she reacts because I don't know how she would be. But yeah, like I'm basically gonna play it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I still think it's fun to play out though.
Even if it doesn't, I can think about my AU where it does happen.
AUs are always valid. Except for when they aren't.
put the like, so I put the detail on Willie's sheet that he can do like minor body alteration for, you know, like comedic effect basically only. And the reason why that came up was I thought of the joke of, of him doing like the cartoon thing where you blow into your thumb and then your tits get bigger. So he just gets the Jessica Rabbit tits. Because he like blows into his thumb and they go out. It's so fucking funny.
Are you making fun of her?
No, it's just it came up because of a different joke, but like
Oh,
it would just be funny if he had the toony ability to like do stupid slapstick shit with his body.
You're back.
Okay. Oh god. My boys!
Hello, I am back.
Weebies.
Are there other folks still missing?
Dell might have disappeared.
I see.
Because Dell's not reacting. So Dell might have had to go. And then Yaru left, but I had assumed it was something to do with you because I heard something in the background.
Yes,
and then I heard you yelling about your boys.
Yep.
Which I assume is Calvin and Hobbes.
Yep, that was me in the background. That was me getting pizza from downstairs. Since Tree would rather I avoid eating dinners upstairs. So I respect that and do that. So
Valid.
Mm-hmm.
Me wiping the crumbs off of my bed. Why would she not want you to eat upstairs? What? I don't understand. What's the problem?
I guess it's a mystery. Ah, I see. Sorry very stressed when you're yelling, and I especially don't want it catching on mic. Well, since Dawn seems to be doing that right now, if you're still interested in continuing, you can do text. You can just go straight text, and I can try to read it out in as best of an impression that I can do. Pat my bench. You are more than free to do so. Tupperbot. What's okay? Tupperbot. We could just put a pin on it since we're available.
Yes, Sunday isn't the. Thank you. Sunday isn't the only day I'm available, so.
Yeah, since half the team is text bound, but it's up to y'all. So it seems like we are at an impasse. I'm always good Tuesdays, Fridays, and then weekends. So, maybe not this Saturday, but we'll see.
For me, Saturdays don't work. That's pretty much the only day. So.
I can't do Fridays, and I can't do this Saturday anyway. But any other day in the afternoon should be okay. This Thursday, well, no, I would be done, but I would be done with my meeting thing before time. So yeah, actually Thursday could be fine. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing since most are. Do anything when I'm fine. Okay, so I guess with that sort of news, we can either. Since I am sorry for putting on hold term, I really wish people didn't get in the way of today of all days. That's fine. This is the risk that I took when I wanted a permanent team. The risk that you take with taking a permanent team of people in a session is that schedules aren't always going to conflict. So you're not always going to have a full party of people ready at the wing. I mean, there's obvious big old strength to having a consistent party of people who you know are going to be there. The obvious one being, you get to do extended character stuff that you otherwise wouldn't do, and you could explore that. But then you get this weakness, which is schedule conflicts. I knew that going in, and I'm fine with that going in. But with that in mind, it's fine. It was going in, and I accept it. It's a nice change of pace for me to have a continuous party that always that is guaranteed. Well, not guaranteed, but at least you know that they're going to be there. So, anyways, I'm prattling. Sorry.
No, you're okay. The good thing about a continuing party is even if we, if we have to cut it off here, which, to be perfectly honest, half of us are text bound, and Dell in particular is in a really stressful situation, that probably doesn't put them at the best spot to play and focus on being Willy anyway. Like, even if we have to step back and do that, we are a continuing party. We will be able to meet again.
Obviously.
And continue where we left off. Yeah. So
at least it's not a bad place to pause. Yeah. Like, it's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, you talked to Zodge, and Zodge gave you your mission, and there you go. So, with that in mind, we will adjourn this. This will end. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
We made a bad show. And honestly, I'm really proud of us.